Mr. Wolf and Mr. Snake were just about to pay their bill when the server, terrified, bolted out of sight. All the customers pressed themselves against the walls in fear, and Mr. Snake couldn't resist scaring them a little more. After all, they were infamous villains in the city. Now the two had set their sights on robbing a bank. Once they got the loot, they leapt out, jumped into their getaway car, and sped off. Mr. Snake, being the lock-picking expert he was, declared, "There's no lock I can't crack." But before he could bask in his glory, sirens wailed behind them. Police cars were closing in. The streets ahead were packed with red lights, but a small figure appeared. Miss Tarantula. With her lightning-fast typing, she hacked the traffic system, turning all the red lights green. She was the team's top-notch hacker, known as the eight-legged keyboard warrior. There wasn't a system in the world she couldn't breach. Just then, a delivery driver caught up to them. It was Mr. Snake's birthday, and the team had ordered a surprise meal. With their escape in full swing, the police were still on their tail. But as the gang sped through a gate, their cargo was dropped strategically, creating a blockade that stopped the pursuing cars in their tracks. Leading the pursuit was someone in a delivery uniform. Sprinting forward, they suddenly revealed their true identity, Mr. Shark, the world's greatest master of disguise. Known as the Predator with 1,000 faces, his most famous feat was disguising himself as the Mona Lisa and stealing it. The team had another ace up their sleeve, a backup specialist to handle stubborn pursuers. Enter Mr. Piranha. Don't be fooled by his small stature. There wasn't a problem he couldn't take care of. Before any job, he'd break into a maniacal laugh. However, he had his quirks. Nervous situations made his stomach growl, and whenever he lied, he'd, well, let out an audible signal from the other end. Despite all this, no one could resist the addictive allure of his skills. Wherever the gang went, nothing was left intact. They didn't want to be labeled as monsters, but since everyone was afraid of them anyway, they decided to fully embrace their reputation as villains. Mr. Wolf, with a slick drift, maneuvered through a narrow alley and stopped right in front of the police station. Not for revenge, but simply for fun. The chief immediately ordered her officers to spring into action, and soon the streets were alive with a high-speed chase. With a glint of excitement in her eye, the chief hit the gas, leaning out of her car window to grab hold of the villain's vehicle and pull herself closer. But Mr. Wolf pointed ahead just in time, and the chief narrowly dodged a collision. Unfazed, she sprinted back into her car and continued the pursuit. As they found themselves surrounded, Mr. Wolf remained cool. With the press of the gas and a pull of the handbrake, he executed another flawless drift, causing the police cars to crash into one another. The gang then launched themselves into the air. Somewhere along their 999-step escape plan, they finally remembered the importance of seatbelts. Watching them vanish into the distance, the chief was so furious she nearly stomped the earth off its axis. Back at their headquarters, the gang celebrated their latest success, surrounded by piles of loot. They took selfies to commemorate the moment. They were the Bad Guys Alliance. But their joy didn't last long. As they played around, the news came on. A press conference aired, where the police chief claimed that the Bad Guys Alliance was nothing more than a second-rate gang, pulling stunts just to seek attention. She assured the public that the police would deal with them, and shifted focus to honoring people who truly contributed to society. The insult hit the gang hard. How could they let that slide? Fueled by pride, they decided on their next target. They would steal the Golden Dolphin.